Today is a very special day to me. It's the birthday of my best friend of all time, PERROTTA. 1. 2, it's very, very special, and we'll talk about him at the end, because today marks 3 years. It's the 3-year anniversary of Wend Wellness. We've done Wend Wellness every single day, Christmas, birthday, any day, every day of the year, no matter where we were, for 3 years. Today marks that. And, I figure what we'll talk about today is the story of Wend Wellness and, how this all started, why we started everything. So let's start back May 17th, 3 years ago, 2020. And this was a time where COVID had just hit, right? So I graduated chiropractic school February 28th of 2020, and I went away to Colorado with a buddy. I came back a week later. There was some virus going around on our way home. We heard, what's going on, this and that, and I had my Part 4 board scheduled. Now I graduated, I had my doctorate in chiropractic, but I still had one last round of boards to take. They postponed it 3 months. They postponed it another 3 months, and then another 3 months, and then another 3 months. And before I knew it, they postponed my Part 4 boards for a year, right? So I couldn't get a job as a chiropractor until I get my federal licensure to practice, and then I have to take a state exam in whatever state I want to practice, right? So that's all on hold. And during this time, I had an interim job. I worked in a pizzeria, but I said I need to fill my time with something. And so I reached out to friends and I tried to talk to as many people as I could that I hadn't been in touch with recently, and a couple of them actually asked for some workout advice. And they said, what's some stuff I could do for my core or this and that. And I said, you know what, to make it easy, first I was texting people things to do. And I said, let's just make a video and I'll send it over and you can just do whatever's on the video. They said, oh, great. So then someone else asked me, so I said, I'll make a video. And then I thought, well, why don't I just make a video and put it up somewhere so everybody can see it? This is a time where the gyms are all closed, right? You got to remember, everything was on lockdown. A lot of people didn't have equipment at home. So I figured, let's make some videos that require no equipment. We used a backpack if we used anything, right? And we would fill them with books and all sorts of stuff. We didn't use a single dumbbell for the whole first year. And to keep it fun and interesting, we made every single workout different. Now, when I started, it was me and Natalie, right? My sister, the co-founder of Wend Wellness. And with the first workout we did, it was so funny because, we did it live on there and we didn't know what the hell was really going on. I mean, if you look back at the first video, we've really come far here at Wend Wellness, and that's something now and then it takes so long to scroll down, so I don't do that like ever. But when now once and again, every few months, I'll look at an old video maybe, extremely rarely really. But when I do, it's funny to see that, the mojo was totally different, the presence, everything, because I wasn't used to doing anything like this, right? So go look back. It's actually pretty funny if you look at the first video or two. But anyway, and they'll all be posted on a website pretty soon, wendwellness.com. You'll be able to search and find videos based on searching core workout, shoulder, stuff like that. Easier to navigate than Instagram. So that's coming really soon. They're developing it right now. We're working on it. But anyway, so we said, let's try and work out every day. Let's see if we could do 4 of these in a row, right? Because working out every day, you get sore. Right? They're not easy workouts. We're like, let's make them hard and quick. 24 minutes and 30 seconds. That's what they were. They were 24 minutes and 30 seconds. I couldn't forget, with the rest time, right? It was like, whatever, 20 minutes of exercise or something, 22. And, they were tough. You were doing HIIT workouts. We were jumping and we were, because my sister wanted to do workouts too. And typically I would go and I would just work out in the gym. I'd pick up some weights and huck them up. Get out. I would do sprints if I was at rugby practice or soccer, but I wasn't going out and doing all this HIIT training on my own. All I really knew was bodybuilding, strength trainings type stuff, right? So that was new for me. So I was really sore when I was doing leaps, burpees, and, super put, whatever. We did it together. She did it with me for the first week. We were very sore. We did it together a whole nother week. 2 weeks. We're dying. We're going to do a video, and nobody knows this because you guys didn't see this, and we never said anything about it. I took pride in that. The fact that I never said what I did before the video or how I felt. I was fully fasted on days. There were days I hadn't eaten for 2 days and did a video. I was doing extreme fasting at the time. There were some days I didn't eat for 3 days, but no, there was a time I worked out 9 times in 3 days. And the last one was a Wend wellness workout. And it was just nuts. And I didn't eat for 3 days. I did a 72-hour fast and worked out 9 times. It was like 2 gym sessions and it was a running session, a gym session, and running like 3 miles, like with pace. And then a Wend wellness. And I did that. I don't recommend that to anybody. It wasn't healthy. A mental test, want to see what I could do. It was psychotic. But the point is, all sorts of crazy shit. Videos were getting deleted. Would have to do them 2 or 3 times in a row, and nobody would know it was the 3rd time it's being done unless they had seen the other ones. And I'm, dying of doing the same thing. I remember I would wait. I had time, right? And so I wanted to make use of that time. And it's like how Gary Kasparov says in How Life Imitates Chess. It's a great book, great read if you want to check it out. It's not all about chess. He relates it to life, which is more important. It's, really all chess is good for, mental stimulation. He says how it's important to make use of quiet time. And for me, COVID was quiet time. It's a time where you're not forced to do anything. You don't have to do anything. What do you do in those times? That's what separates successful people from non-successful people, right? That's what separates those who are zealous and achieve goals and who go for things from the people who just take that time and they waste it away. It could be scrolling social media. It could be just, watching TV, doing BS stuff. That's not geared towards anything you really truly want, and to make use of the quiet time to me is so important. Look what people were doing with those stimulus checks. Like some people, they're getting the stimulus checks. They're going out blowing all the money. I know other people, they're getting these stimulus checks. They're putting it into starting a company in a business. They're buying inventory for whatever, doing renovations on your house, right? It could be anything. And am I successful? I haven't made $1 on Wend Wellness. It's not, but I feel as though I've achieved some success already in Wend Wellness, and I feel happy, and I get goosebumps right now when I talk about it because I know that I've done this every day for 3 years, and it's not easy, and I've been able to share so much with other people to improve their lives, to give them the power to independently improve their overall health and their life, and that's what it's been about since day one. I couldn't be happier to do that. I get these anecdotes of people who are from Texas or from California, people overseas, someone in New Zealand, all sorts of stuff, and they're saying, you might not know this, but I've been doing your workouts for, I've been following you for 6 months and I lost 50 pounds. I've been doing this and I lost 30 pounds. I've been doing this. I look a lot better. I stopped taking it, and my son stopped taking this. He doesn't have ADHD anymore. I started taking this. I could focus better. That makes it all worth it for me. And that makes me so happy that people are getting something out of it. And quite honestly, if I was getting no sort of feedback like that, it would be tough, to continue not knowing you're helping anyone. So please share success stories of, how Wend Wellness has helped you. And I really emphasize that because it's not, Wend Wellness hasn't done anything. It's just shown you how to help yourself. That's what it's all about, giving you the tools to help yourself. Just like a chiropractic adjustment puts your body in a position to function optimally. I'm not changing your body. I'm not changing anything. I'm putting it in a position so that it can optimally function naturally. And that's what it's all about, right? So anyway, we backtrack. So now we're about 2 weeks in and we're so sore. We're like, I don't know if we could do this today. I'm serious. Like, this is sore, this is sore, this is sore, that's sore. Everything's sore. We were doing... It was like hit every day in the beginning on the front lawn. Those of you who've been with us for a long time will remember we did so many of them that there was a patch of grass that was destroyed. It was a dirt patch in my front yard. We didn't do them in the backyard because there were divots and dog poop everywhere. We didn't want to deal with that. So we were doing them in the front yard. And it was just, I had the thing with the rubber band. I didn't have a tripod or anything. A rubber band kept the phone on the tree. That's what we would use. And I remember the rubber band would break. I would use a new rubber band. I had a book. I have a book of all the workouts. I'd write the moves. And eventually, halfway through the year, so I stopped writing and I could just start to remember things. It's really fascinating because, you don't realize, but when you do something consistently like that, it helps you in so many ways that you never could have even imagined. My short-term memory became so much better. My memory recall, my working memory, what I could keep on the forefront of my mind, because now I'm used to reading something new every day and then talking about it. We don't read off of anything ever. Everything is off the Wend Wellness, and it's always the first take. Everything is always live, and it's not like, oh, that's really cool. It's just it's a natural thing, and whatever you do consistently and you train yourself to do, and you just repetitively go and go and go and go, you're going to achieve so much more for yourself than you ever had imagined, and in ways you never thought you could, right? It'll help you in so many indirect ways, like networking, and then you meet someone and then they do this, and then you never even thought that would help with this, and this would help with that. It all has to come from genuine intention, and like I said, for me, it started with wanting to give other people good workouts so that they could do them at home. They didn't have to go pay for some program. People were paying all this money for programs, and some of them are great, but some of them are just BS, and like, you really don't need them. You just need someone to show you how to do stuff, and then go do it on your own. Like that, I'm here to yell at you if you want to watch a video, and I'll put, you have a timer you could go by, and you'll know you have 10 minutes left, 10 seconds, whatever, pick your butt up if you're, if I train you one-on-one on the phone, which I did with some people via FaceTime and Zoom and whatnot. But anyway, so then, and we kept going. So 2 weeks in, 3 weeks, about a month. And I remember when it was 40 days straight, and I was thinking, how the hell have I worked out 40 days straight? I've never done this in my life without taking a single off day. I was going to the gym along with it too. And it's interesting because my body adapted to enduring extreme physical stress and recovering very rapidly. It started to recover very rapidly. I can't even explain it, because you look at the science and you're saying, oh, you shouldn't work out this many days a week and this many. Now, I was getting a lot of sleep because at night I was working at a pizzeria, and in the beginning I wasn't even doing that. Right? I had just graduated and everything was shut down. So, it's just amazing how adaptable your body is, how adaptable your mind is, right? And, then whatever. So then it ended up being a year, and after a year, I said, I'm tired. I am freaking tired. Most days, I went to the gym with Wend Wellness. I would say 5 days a week or 6 days. I did both. But you know what my favorite part of all of it was? There were people, I love nothing more than doing a Wend Wellness workout with other people. And there were people that were guests on there that I didn't even, like that kid Jack, I never knew you. You're dating Julia. Jack, you're a great guy. But like, I never hung out really with you. He's doing a Wend Wellness workout. I freaking love that. There was a kid, Dylan, who was friends with, I think, Ant, and I never hung out with this kid once. He was like, you want to do a workout? He's like, yeah, let's do it. We're like, all right, we do it on a thing. Is that cool? He's like, yeah, it's just great. Like, I have so much fun doing that. And it shows me what I was doing each day that day, because I can remember I was here, I was there, whatever. I had a lot of fun doing it. I could talk about that all day. I did so many with Natalie, so many with Gino. They were in tons of them, tons of them. And there was a time where we were doing them in my mom's basement, like every night in the winter. And it was just, it was so much fun. It was a great routine. But anyway, so now it was a year, and I said, I want to start doing some more mental stuff. Now, at the end of each workout, there would be a message. There would be a message of the day. And, in the beginning, if you said the message of the day and like you did 7 workouts or something straight, you got a free t-shirt, I don't know, something like that. I don't really remember. We sent out a bunch of t-shirts, but, then I said, let's do all nerd out. So then it started Wend Wellness Nerd Out Time, the second year. And that was almost harder than the workouts, to be quite frank. You know, I'm looking up this information, and I know a lot of stuff from school, right? But I don't remember a lot of biochemistry. I don't remember a lot of stuff. I look up all these things about vitamin D and cholecalciferol getting converted into this and 5-hydroxy, you know, and it's a lot to remember, and it definitely helped me bolster my knowledge in you know, general nutrition and biochem, and even, you know, we touched on some anatomy and physiology and all sorts of things, natural supplements, right? Homeopathic remedies for things. And you know, it's funny because doing this, sharing all this information, it started with this goal, like we say, again, helping people independently improve their overall health and their life. That's our mission statement, if there was one, you know, and it's actually improved my life as well, because it's helped me to learn so many new things. So I love the fact that I feel like we've been growing together, you know, and I'm never going to stop growing. I'm going to keep growing and growing and growing and growing. And while I do, and I generate this overflowing cup of positive energy and knowledge, and whatever I'm gaining, I'm going to send out. I'm going to send it out to as many people as possible, and I'm going to change the world. That's what it's about. I'm going to change as many lives as I can. That's my purpose that I designated for myself in my life. That's it. Help as many people as possible. And it comes with no conditions, no strings attached, no bullshit. You know, you see this stuff now in society, and there's always a catch with everything. You can't trust anything anymore. Things aren't well made anymore, you know, and it's just sad. And I want to be something that fights against all this corruption and, you know, everything telling you to do these things that are not good for yourself. And it's just all the stuff that happened with the pandemic. There's so much, but you know, all we can do is improve ourselves every day. All I can do is give you guys everything that I know and I learn, and you can take it home with you. And you know, a lot of you don't give a shit, or maybe you're not going to do it. Or I guess if you're watching, you care, you know, if you watch that video. But even if you get something out of 1 in 100 of the videos, and you say, wow, my dad has psoriasis, you know, maybe I can use this and I can tell him some good things to do. Or my kid has ADHD. He was talking about this, and you know, so then I started doing videos based on requests, and actually had a lot of them, you know. You know, most are friends and whatnot, but people on Instagram messaging me, oh, could you do a day on this? I would be happy to do a day on how to build muscle and burn fat. Everybody wants to know that anyway. Things for headaches, and you talk about feverfew and magnesium and CoQ10 and whatever, and peppermint oil and all this stuff, you know. But it's been a really, really great ride. I've had so much fun, and thank you guys. Thank you for the support. Thank you for being along on this journey to better your health and to help spread the message. And if you want to help spread this message, you know, share this with other people. Share this with people you love, friends and family, and you know, share. You don't have to even share the video. Share some of the things you hear. You know, I don't care if it's about, it comes from me or anyone. You could say, oh, I just read this today. Don't even mention Wend Wellness. It doesn't matter. That's not what it's about. It's about you just, you know, me spreading this, and it spreads like wildfire, this positive energy, this motivation to improve your life. And, you know, I want it to be ubiquitous and everlasting. So that's what it's about. The third year here, we've done a mix. You know, it's been mostly nerd out, but we did a few workouts here and there. You know, I go to the gym all the time. I got a better workout. If it's a strength training day, it's hard at home with the equipment. You can get a good workout, but if you want to put a lot of size on you, this and that, I've been lifting for a long time. You know, some heavier weight and whatever. They have a lot of machines and you know, benches and the stuff that I don't have. So it's nice to be able to go to the gym for the most part. But I love the Wend Wellness workout. So, you know, comment also on the video. You know, if you think we could do anything better, what you like about Wend Wellness, if it's what you like more, workout or nerd out, you know, because I'm very open to changing things for the better. You know, it's always going to be evolving, as it has been since day one. Will never remain stagnant, excuse me. And that's just part of living. You know, you're always growing, or you're dying, right? And I really believe that. So, you know, I don't want to go on too long a rant, but that's what Wend Wellness is about. So I get the chills right now. if you are new to Wend Wellness, know that even though I don't know you, I love you in some way, that I want to improve your life. And if you're hateful, spiteful, you comment awful things on my page and you say things about steroids and this and that, I want to help you even more, because I know you must have some things going on inside of you that are making you feel like that. And you know what? Maybe it's a chemical imbalance. Maybe it's low serotonin or dopamine, a lack of love for yourself, maybe a lack of motivation to improve your own life. And so you lash out on other people. But, whoever it is, I don't care who you are, I'm going to improve your life some way. So that's it. That's Wend Wellness. And it's been 3 years. So God bless all of you. Happy birthday, Chris PERROTTA. Chris, you had to sit through. That must have been 20 minutes. I'm sorry. I don't even, it's too much. I know, it's long. I didn't expect to talk about that long, but very passionate. And, I'm also very passionate about the people I love that I've known. I haven't known anyone really longer than you, at least as long as I can remember. Me and Tang were born in the same hospital. I guess I've known him for a long time, right? But, you and me, I mean, we're brothers. We're blood, We're blood even though we weren't from the same mom. It's amazing because, albeit our paths slightly diverged after childhood, which I could talk about me and Chris's childhood for a year straight here. And by the way, I need something to talk about at your wedding. So I don't know what the hell I'm going to talk about. I talked about everything on here. But something will come from the heart. I'm not really worried about it. I know I'll be saying something, baby. Don't act like I'm not going to be. But, and you're saying something to mine, damn right. If you want to, yeah. I give you $5 if you say something. You offer me $5. But nobody else knows what that is. I don't care. But Chris is laughing. We would play street hockey. We would go. You know what it is. We would do something. We would go to the next thing. 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 And our least favorite thing was having to go to sleep, because there was no downtime from having fun and enjoying our lives together. There was no downtime from that. You ever think about it like that? I didn't until just now. Seriously though, we play water soccer. What do we do after that? Let's go in, let's play blitz. Let's go in, let's do this. It was never like, I'm kind of tired, I'm going to go home. It was never that. Think about that. Never. When we hung out the whole day. And we just kept doing stuff. Because, like I said before, albeit our paths had slightly diverged maybe in high school or college. We didn't go to the same high school, different colleges and this and that. And we're still brothers. Obviously, we would talk every now and then. We didn't see each other quite as often. And that just kind of naturally happens as people get older, as we know. But, we'll always be brothers for life regardless. We see each other. We never skip a beat. You know that. I don't even have to say that. But regardless of that fact, the reason we stayed the same is and we had all those times together, is because we are the same. We are the same at heart, like I said, blood, heart, our souls, our mind, it's like we have the same intentions with everything, we both played soccer, but you could have played, you could have went and played more soccer. I could have played rugby. I could have never played. The way we both approach it mentally is the same, you could play GoldenEye and I could play, Mario Kart. The way we approach mental is the same, the way we approach everything like that. And I think it comes from our great parents, how they raised us. I'm really fortunate. Obviously it could be a lot better, but I'm very thankful, for them. And I give them all the credit, of course, they molded me, and my great friends who were around me that, I had influence in me all the time, and none greater than you. And I'm so thankful for that. Because there's no purer soul that I know. Chris, you're really an unbelievable human being, and I'll never take our friendship for granted, for as long as I live. So This is forever your day in the book of Wend Wellness. This is the 3-year anniversary. This is the 3rd time we're talking about you, and it won't be the last. You know that. So, happy birthday. I hope you had the best day today. I love you. Let's see who we got on here. Say hi to the people, and then we got to go eat. I had something on the pan this whole time on the low. It could be roasted at this point, but that's all right. It was worth it. Let's say what's up to the peeps. I'm going to put this in here because we were on here for a while. There might be some homies. Let's get it up there. Daniel Herrera, what's up, what's up? Beanhead, Brandon Malone, El Choi, Uzitar, LMFAO. Hey, bud. Can I? Damn right, Gente Chef. Please do it. Do it. Send it to me, man. Let me see what you want to talk about. Camrod. And I never say who asked it, by the way, because that doesn't matter. It just matters what the information is. But, you know, I send you a link to it, or I send a, you know, notification to you that I'll be doing it. Valvite. Tacoma. Izzy Brittany. Zay Armando, D-Way, Muller Lax, Drew's Clues, Miss Elena, Ake, Nighthawk, Slick Potty, Lishana. Nat, we destroyed it. We destroyed it. Yeah, we really did. Chaslow. Lexus Rob, Carrie K, what's up, girl? 3 years. Nah. Death seeps in through your gums. Holy shit, that's a morbid. Gent J Chef. Uzator, you are relentless. Kaika the Smile Guy. Crystal Meg, what's up? Wendy Sue, hello, my dear. Hope you're having a great day. Have Tots, Alice Guion, and Alexian McLean. Have an awesome rest of your night. Let's start the next year of Wend Wellness off right, baby. We'll see you tomorrow, folks. Not sure where, not sure when, but we'll see you then. Enjoy. Happy Wend Wellness. Thanks. Love you, Nat. Happy birthday, Chris.